Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and this is an unboxing and rambling of an entirely different sort. It's been a while since I did one of these. This happens when I go away for a few days and come back, and I come back to entirely too many boxes and packages, and that's what this unboxing is going to be. It's going to be me talking about the entirely too many boxes and packages that you can see, some of which you can barely even see. They're off over here. As usual, I have my coffee and my knife over here, although again, very different sort of unboxing. And this one, by the way, as usual, my unboxings are sponsored by One Sharp Joe. I'll have a link down to him down below. And usually I'll show you some of the component trays, the this, the that, and all those things, but this is actually happening right after I came back from Level Up Retreat. Level Up Retreat is the convention that I hosted together with Level Up Events, and it's basically just took place July 14th through 16th in Connecticut. I just finished driving back. I've been in a car all day with no AC for 8 hours. It's lovely, to the point that my phone was like, hey, it's too hot in here, you should turn me off right about now, which I did. I did turn it off right about now, and proceeded to go ahead and get myself a 24-ounce Diet Dr. Pepper with entirely too much ice, and relied on that to coast me through the entire day. That was basically my day. But Level Up Retreat also had One Sharp Joe, who provided these beautiful little meeples, giant meeples that had flags in them for looking for players, looking for teachers. He's generally a prince of a man, a prince of a human being, and he was at the Level Up Retreat. You may have had a chance to meet him there. He also won the Crokinole tournament and was kind enough to turn down the prizes he won, but that's not what we're talking about him. We're talking about him because he's the sponsor of our unboxing, and he has lots of fun little component holders, as well as trays and various inserts and containers and boxes for Marvel Champions and Marvel United and Lord of the Rings the card game and Twilight Inscription and a whole bunch of other things that he's actively adding to the types of things that he offers on his site. I'll have a coupon code down below to that. Make sure to check it out because, sponsor, and it helps out the show and all those things. Although, not actually a referral link, but it helps out the show because it tells him that I sent you. And that's basically what's going on with One Sharp Joe and Level Up. And let's talk about the boxes. I have some idea of what's in 2 or 3 of these boxes. I also have a bunch of games that are not in boxes that I'm coming back from the Level Up Retreat with. We're going to talk about everything you see on the table, and in fact, first and foremost, let me try to move some things out of the way so we can actually go through stuff properly, as much as possible, without knocking over my coffee that's hidden behind these boxes over here. So let's see if we can do the best we can, and let's start by talking about the things on the table that are actually not in boxes first, to just get these out of the way. Because I'm talking about anything that I either came home to or came home with. Any of those things is what we're going to talk about today. Starting off with Exit the Game, The Disappearance of Sherlock Holmes. Nothing I have to say about this one. I haven't actually played this one yet, but I did come home with this. We had a rep from Cosmos at the event, at the retreat, and there were a few review copies I got to walk home with, including Noobs In Space. Noobs In Space, which this one I did get a chance to play. I'll have review coverage on this one soon. Noobs In Space is a kind of a cooperative adventure where all players have an assortment of cards for the event you're going through. I believe there's 8 adventures plus a tutorial in the box, and in that you all get random cards divvied up, and you have to kind of communicate just by talking to each other about what it is you have to do. Lots of fun little things coming your way. We played the tutorial in the first 2 levels. So far, my opinion of this is fairly positive. Very gimmicky. Replay value on this is non-existent, but it is not destroyed, so you can pass it off to the next person, as opposed to exit games which are destroyed. I don't generally review every single exit game that comes my way, but I do talk about them in, weekend reviews or anything new, or those larger advent boxes. I like the Exit series. You do destroy things, that's one of the downsides. It's always one of the reasons why I very much enjoy the Unlock series, because you can re-gift those when you're done, similar to Noobs In Space. But Exit Sherlock Holmes, I'll be giving this one a try at some point. Past that, we have Tricky Goblins. This I saw as walking past the table where a few people are playing this one. It's a 20 to 30 minute game for 2 to 4 players. It's a trick-taking game, I believe. Tricky Goblins is a trick-taking game where players gain gold by winning tricks and meddling with dice to align with secret objectives or cards or plans. I was looking at a few people playing this, and it looked interesting, and so I was pausing as I walked past, and I guess the person who designed it walked up, and was like, by the way, I noticed you eyeing that, or I will send you home with a review copy. So I'll be trying out Tricky Goblins at some point. That's one of the things I walked away with. And these next 3 things are from the Level Up library, and will be returning to the Level Up library because they're from the Level Up library. And as much as I'd like to think all those games are mine, a lot of them were mine, but that's a different conversation. But these will all be showing up in the Level Up library again, but I want to take a look at them and review some of them along the way. We have Wayfarers of the South Tigris, which Garfield Games was kind enough to send us a few copies of this one, to some for the library, some for the Hawk Games Room, and some for Play to Win. So we gave away a copy, and we have 2 left in the library, and so I will be diving into this one because I was hoping to play it while at Level Up and did not have a chance to do so. So instead, I'll be diving into this one, well, when I have a chance. We also have Stranger Things, which I had a chance to start this one off. This one, come on. Had a chance to start this one off briefly, very briefly. It's toward the end of the last day, right before the final. There's a magic show at the very end, and so I managed to like play this for like 20 minutes. Some gentleman who actually won again, the play to win was pretty happening. Someone won an all-in copy of Oathsworn, which was great for them, and he sat down and taught me Stranger Things, and we got like 10 minutes into the game before I unfortunately had to leave. I do think what I saw of it was very intriguing, that I want to dive into it and play through it. He finished playing through it, and he compared it to Ultra in the sense that it's a game that's very fun, but also replayability is probably a little bit more limited because it's episodic in nature. There's seasons 1 and 2 in here, and they may make more content for seasons 3 or whatnot. Definitely very interested in this from what little I experienced with it, and I'll have my own opinions around it once I figure out where it lies. And then lastly, we have Lands of Galzyr. Lands of Galzyr, again, donated by, and by the way, all of these were donated to the retreat. Stranger Things was donated by Asmodee, Wayfarers from Garfield Games, and Lands of Galzyr from Snowdale Design. They actually have an upcoming GameFound campaign for Rise of the Peacemakers, I think that's what it is. It's a reprint of one of their older games. But either way, Lands of Galzyr also got a few copies. Again, for the play to win, for the library, for the Hot Games Room. This one got a lot of action. I saw both Wayfarers and Lands of Galzyr got a lot of action in the Hot Games Room. And Lands of Galzyr is another one that I'd be planning on diving into to see how that one goes. And that's all the games we have that I know about, just to show you those, which we'll now put off to the side so we have more room for the various unboxings of things. And we'll bring back our first box, which is Greater Than Games. Greater Than Games. Ooh, if it's Greater Than Games, then it's one of three things here. It's either a review copy of something that I don't know to expect, or is Sentinels of the Multiverse shipping yet? I don't think Sentinels of the Multiverse is shipping yet, right? In which case it must be Spirit Island, Spirit Incarnate. That's what I would assume it is, because I backed both the new Sentinels of the Multiverse and Spirit Island Nature Incarnate. And so my assumption is it's one of those, or alternatively a review copy. Although I don't think Greater Than Games has ever sent me a review copy. That's not true. I was about to say they haven't sent me a review copy. They have sent me Sentinels of the Multiverse, the first one, which is actually why I dove into it and then proceeded to back the Sentinels of the Multiverse, whatever the new one was called. But either way, that's what we have over here. We have Greater Than Games over here, so we'll see whether it is not Nature Incarnate. And we do, sorry for that loud squishy noise, we do indeed have something that looks like it's probably Spirit Island. We also have a lot of boxes we're going to have to deal with. I have to figure out how to keep this all somewhat organized as I go through things. But this looks like it is indeed Spirit Island, which Spirit Island's a game I love, that I've played with the base game, and I've played with the first expansion. I have not yet played with the, and I've played with like the promotional spirits and stuff. But I've played with Branch and Claw and not with Jagged Earth. And now we can add another expansion to the list of expansions that I have not played, because we have Nature Incarnate, along with like the premium token pack and all those things, and some stuff that's going to go in here, so we can try to keep the space somewhat neat as we go through things. But we have over here, we're not going to be unboxing individual games. I'd like you to be able to go home at a reasonable hour. But we do indeed have Nature Incarnate over here, an expansion designed by Eric Roos for Spirit Island. Maybe I'll unbox this in a dedicated unboxing video. I feel like it's not cool enough, like it's a single box over here. But maybe I'll go through my entire Spirit Island collection and show you all that. We have the Spirit Island over here. Ooh, we have this promo pack of foils. I'll show you this over here. Although now if I show you this, I'm taking away from any reason to watch that dedicated unboxing that I may or may not do. But these are pretty cool. Although these generated a decent amount of controversy, because people were like, that's great that you have these promo foils over here, but they're not thick premium cardboard like the tokens and the packs I'm used to, so are they really useful? And they're like, you don't have to get them. You don't have to. But they are very cool, I'll say that. Like, look at that. Look at that shimmery. Shimmer and shine. Whoa. Now, I wonder if they don't have all of these spirits, do they? These are only the new spirits, right? Was there an option to even get the older spirits? Now I'm wondering about that, because I feel like these are very cool. Dances up earthquakes. Well, like, what's the point if you only have the new ones? Or was there an option to buy all the old ones that I missed? Although I don't know if I would have taken it, because I do like the premium boards. I like the foil. I like both. We're not going to make any decisions around that right now. We'll deal with that another time. And I have to look at the page and see if they have them all, because I am kind of interested in that. Either way, let's go ahead and put these down over here. Let's look at the premium upgrade pack over here. There's going to be more tokens for Spirit Island, Nature Incarnate, to take your premium tokens from the first pack you have and make it future-proof, or not future-proof, future-friendly. Future-proof is an entirely different concept that would require to actually be future-proof. I'm also increasingly getting more and more worried about this stack of boxes, because my coffee's right behind it. So a single knock and my coffee's going flying. Which, in the 6 years of being in this basement, having coffee down here, I've only had it happen once, but it was not a pretty day. I had coffee going tumbling all over my wires, making an absolute mess, and it's sticky. It's like sticky coffee everywhere, because my coffees are basically lattes, which means it's like mostly milk in there, and hot milk all over your cords is not a fun experience. I do not recommend it. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and start on... Let's start... I'm torn in different directions. Let's try to clear off some of the boxes on the side over here. And we have over here, we have this one over here. Let's see what this is. Guff Studios. I don't know what Guff Studios is, but we are about to find out together what Guff Studios is. Let's go ahead and find out. Again, like I said already, some of these I know, more of them than not, I don't. So, Guff Studios is apparently... Oh, I know what Guff Studios is. This is Floating Floors. Floating Floors. This is on Kickstarter. This is from, what's it called? From Meeple University. I know they put this one together, and this is, you know, Guff Studios. I didn't know the name of their company, but I know that they worked in this game, and this is going to have you moving ninjas around, tactically trying to create floors that will help your color, but not the opponent as you place different things down. Looks very intriguing, and don't know more about that past the fact that this looks cool, and I'll dive into it at some point. Fun little abstract-ish style game, or... abstract kind of in the sense that, you know, Mythic Mischief is an abstract game. It's a themed abstract game, although this one I don't know if it's asymmetric. I don't believe it was asymmetric, but let's start leaving things on the table because I do like when things are on the table. And let's take a look at this one. This is one of the boxes that I know what's in here. I don't know exactly what I will or won't show you because, well, this is a Top Shelf Gamer, okay? And Top Shelf Gamer, usually I showcase their stuff in my monthly deluxeification videos. The stuff they have over here as far as, you know, various extras and things they got. Well, I'll take it all and dump it onto the table. We'll go through some things slowly but surely. We got some inserts, some more inserts, and we got some tokens. That's what we got over here. And then we got to dump some boxes behind me. Okay. So, basically, we have two Fold of Space inserts, one for Barrage, one for Fields of Arle. Both of them are games that I don't even know if I like them, which I usually try to only get inserts for games that I know I like. But in the case of Barrage and Fields of Arle, I think they're my jam. And we'll see. I'm optimistic, and it helped round it up to like free shipping or whatever it was to get these, so I went ahead and got these. Then, I also have this entire pack over here of tokens. These are the Luxification tokens over here. Now, we'll show you some things over here, but there's one thing in particular I wanted to see, so I'm only going to show you that one. And the irony is the one thing I show you is possibly one that I'm actually less impressed by. Or, not less impressed by, I shouldn't say that. That I'm less sure of how I'll feel about it. How does it feel? I'll explain what this is for in a second. Does it make my hands white? No. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Okay, I don't know how well it'll show on camera. But I like this one. So, basically, Top Shelf Gamer makes all these. I'll show you another one so you can see, because I think these will show up better. And the rest of them you'll have to watch the individual unboxing videos as we go. But, basically, Top Shelf Gamer does a lot of things. They do coins. Do I have any coins in here? Did I buy coins? I thought I bought coins. Yes, there are coins in here. I know what those are for. That's perfect. There are more coins, maybe. There are some keys. Oh my gosh, I know what that's for. We'll talk about these things as we go through them. But various deluxification stuff that I showcase in various, deluxification series. But one of the things I occasionally do is I occasionally try to deluxify specific games that I think would benefit from the tokens. So for example, they have these gold tokens over here that I think are beautiful and perfect for a game called Antique Duellum. Antique Duellum is a game, and you'll see this in one of my deluxification videos, because I'm going to show you this. But I was playing Antique Duellum, and I realized it could really benefit from deluxification. Improvements to the coins, to the resources. You're constantly moving around the track generating resources, and I was like, I could generate some gold with this. The problem is I didn't have enough extra gold, so I sold some for another game. So I bought a bunch of gold token packs for this that I'm going to be using, hence why you see this over here. Now, one of the things I was missing is in Antique Duellum you can build marble. And so I don't know how well this will show on camera because I wasn't confident this would look good until I got it because the pictures weren't great, so this may not translate well. But I wanted marble, I didn't have any marble, and you build marble, and Top Shelf Gamer does have marble tokens. So again, you'll see this in another video in the future, but this is my marble in the game, which has, like, again, I don't know, it kind of just looks like little rectangles, but the feel is nice, and it has, like, a realness to it. Like, I don't know how well you can see over here, but that's got a sense of realness to the token, just based on the way the edges are, and so it feels like a handful of, well, marble that I'm happy to generate, which is why it's going to go back in here for right now. I hope I got enough of it. Is 30 marble enough in that game? It's a two-player game. You rarely ever have 15 marble or more. Gold's the one you have the most of in that game. The other resources, you kind of spend them a little faster as you get them. So we'll see. We'll see. But either way, I'm going to put this back in the bag over here, and we're going to deal with this as our Top Shelf Gamer haul. and is going to be distributed into other boxes later. Let's see. I might put these on the floor too, honestly. There's only so much space I have on the table, and these are inconsistently sized compared to the stuff that's coming next. I have a knife. I've had a knife before. I also have coffee. I still need to go through the coffee. This is going to be a slightly longer unboxing. These are all the boxes. All the boxes I came home to. Now, I know what's in this because this is open. I know what's in this. I don't think I know the rest. So, I'm going to be as excited and surprised with you. This is just a name. And because it's a name, it's from Hawaii, I'll tell you that much. This is from Hawaii. Because it's a name, I'm not going to say the name because I don't know who that is or what company they're associated with, and I don't want to, like, you know, out anything. But, what is this? Oh, I know what this is. So, this over here, this is Farms Race, okay? Farms Race is going to be an upcoming, a Kickstarter preview. Not really a preview, actually. Let me put this over here. It's going to be not really a preview, but a Kickstarter paid playthrough. We're going to have a paid playthrough of Farms Race on the channel at some point soon. I'll show you this over here. This is from some of the creators of Cards Against Humanity, if I recall correctly. Designed by Tom Wayner and Daniel Aronoff over here. And it's almost like a Catan adjacent kind of system. By the way, if you slowly pause, you can kind of see the camera and the reflection of the shrink over here. But I'll have more coverage on this one at some point. Put down the wheat. It's time for war. This is like a kind of a North Korea themed Catan variant that is less luck dependent and more action dependent. So it's definitely is kind of catering to I guess it's catering to a Catan adjacent market, meaning I think it is meant to be a bit more lightweight, but it doesn't seem like lightweight. It looks accessible lightweight. And again, it's Catan without dice rolling, so it's more deterministic Catan. Like you can see the 5 piles of resources here, but there's no dice. There's terrain, there's 5 piles of resources, there's various cards over here that may or may not look like various Korean dictators. But either way, I'm intrigued. I think the fact that it's Catan with less dice is the thing that has me intrigued. And when I say it's like Catan, I don't know how like Catan it is. I'm saying high level, you got hexagonal pieces, you got a bunch of resources, and then the rest of it I don't really know. But we'll have more coverage on that at some point. It's going to be a playthrough, not going to be a review. I try to avoid being involved in content myself and then reviewing it, unless down the road for the final copy. So, well, we'll talk about more stuff like that later. As of right now, I believe we have 3 or 4 playthroughs. We'll figure things out. In general, any content that's paid, or any content that is even adjacent to paid content, will be fully covered or disclaimed or all that. Like if I review a game that we did paid content for, I'll be covering that. I'll be very, very clear about all thingies, so you can take that into account as you go through things. Now this, I don't know what it is, but I do know that it says Button Shy on the cover. So I do know this is a Button Shy game. Which Button Shy game is a different conversation entirely. So let's find out what we have here. We have Ancient Realm by Stephen Armani. This is, well, I mean, I like Stephen Armani in general. So Ancient Realm, this is going to be another Stephen Armani game. What's on the back here? I have no clue. I don't know anything about this past. These look like strong multi-use cards over here. And I like Button Shy in general. And Stephen Armani in particular, if you don't know, is the designer of Sprawlopolis. So that has me more interested. Certainly not a guarantee. The downside of having only 18 cards is sometimes Button Shy particularly impressed me with what they did. Other times I'm like, you know what? Sometimes there's a reason you should design games with more components than just 18 cards. Let's move to this side over here because I know what I have over here. I placed another Teeturtle order where my kids got a bunch of shirts, but I got these 2 shirts over here. These are my 2 shirts that I just got. We got 2 more Wanda and Vision shirts over here, which I already have one of these, and I want to add to the collection of these. So we have these for my Teeturtle editions. There are a bunch more Teeturtle shirts I want. The tricky part with Teeturtle for me, the trickiest part, is the fact that I personally find that I comfortably fit into a medium, and whenever I drop like 5 to 10 pounds, I comfortably fit into a small. So the optimist in me always wants to order smalls. The realist in me recognizes that if I want to wear my shirts more often rather than less often, I should order mediums. And so the actual me ends up ordering 1 or 2 shirts at a time instead of more shirts at a time. Because if I want to be a realist and an optimist, I can just lose the weight first and then get more Teeturtle shirts. But anyways, those showed up while I was gone. These will also go onto the floor because they don't fit into nice stacks of games. We also have this over here, which is from some of the Prime Day stuff. Got a bunch of things on Prime Day. This just happened to be the stuff that I got for myself. And this, this is the reason I ordered this. So, I mentioned I just came back from a 7-hour road trip with a car that had no AC whatsoever. And so I was like, I need cans of soda cans of soda or seltzer or something that I can get my hands on that I can use them and then, and then have them stay cooler in the car for longer. I should also fix the AC in my car. We're working on that. We are working on that. But I should also have cans that last a long time. Both of those things I want. And so I went online, searched for things that hold can coolers. I've since been informed, since purchasing these, that these are effectively like the Yeti system, which I've never heard of the Yeti before. I will say these are much smoother as far as these are very slim. So I'm curious how well they work, but it's a standard 4-pack of these. They cost like, I don't know, 15 bucks for them. And they're from Mars over here. That's the brand over here, Mars. They have like 17 colors. I just got plain basic white glittery substance. So it's a slight glittery sheen to it, which I don't know how well it comes through on camera. I don't care if it doesn't, because I didn't buy it for the glittery sheen. I bought it because this was a reasonably priced 4-pack, and I'm boring, and the other ones were like less reasonably priced. And so I'm going to see how long these keep a can cold. I'm going to start with how long it keeps a can cold on my desk, and then I'm going to continue from there to how long it keeps a can cool in an 80-degree car. Or I'll fix the car too. That's also an opportunity. We'll try to do both. But either way, I bought a 4-pack of these while on the road, because I was on the road to level up right around Prime Day was happening, and so I got these as my special treat. Also, on the way back, I ordered a steering wheel cover. The reason I ordered a steering wheel cover on the way back is because turns out if you drive in 80-degree heat for 7 hours with no AC, turns out as you slowly touch your steering wheel, the rubber peels off into your hands, leaving a nice firm black rubbery residue in your hands. Should you fix the car? Yes, you should fix the car. Am I fixing the car? Yes, I'm fixing the car. Did I think that, you know what, my car's from 2006, maybe I'll just go ahead and get a steering wheel cover anyway? Yes, I spent $7 and got one of those as well. It's been a busy Prime Day. Although, actually, speaking of Prime Day, let's talk about one more thing we got on Prime Day, because this last thing should be super exciting. Not super exciting, let's be honest. This is a bunch of mildly exciting things, but nonetheless, I'll take mildly exciting over can coolers any day of the week. We have Caesar's Empire. This is one that was on sale for Prime Day, and it's one that I've been wanting to get my hands on for a while, because I've read Asterix and Obelix growing up. I love the comics. I have the entire box set right now, and so I figured I have to have Caesar's Empire. I've also heard good things about this one, particularly Chris Yee. Did Chris Yee give this a 10 out of 10? I know he gave it high marks. I think he gave it a 10 out of 10, which has me certainly intrigued. The light cartoony artwork, the simple accessible gameplay, the fact that it's from Holy Grail Games and it takes 30-60 minutes definitely has me very interested. Also, Holy Grail Games is no more, so I wonder who picked this up. Like, Holy Grail Games is gone, right? So who actually... I don't actually know. I'm realizing now as I say this, I don't actually know who's responsible for this game in any way, shape, or form. What I do know is I hope to dive into this weekend. That's going to be Asterix and Obelix. That's not true. That's going to be Caesar's Empire in the Asterix and Obelix universe, and we'll deal with that one at some point, which means we have time for one more box on this side of the table before we do the last 2 boxes. We got some games, especially if you count the ones I came home with. We got some games. Let's go ahead and see what we got. This is from Quartermaster Logistics, which gives us no information at all. None whatsoever. Quartermaster Logistics, for if you don't know, is one of the larger distributors from Kickstarters and other things in the speaking of Kickstarters, we have Race to the Raft showing up over here. Race to the Raft, which means, let's see what we got over here, which also, I have a sneaking suspicion I know what this is. This is Race to the Raft over here. We have Race to the Raft from, let's see, Race to the Raft. This is going to be a Kickstarter version or a retail version. This is the deluxe edition. This box also includes the 2022 Kickstarter and miniature packs, 12 cat miniatures, 7 large printed meeples. This is Race to the Raft, which I had a chance to play at the Level Up Retreat. And fun fact, I'm pretty sure something fun's going to happen in a second, because if I have to make an educated guess, my guess would be that this is also Race to the Raft, although it's significantly less heavy, which we'll talk about in a second. Because what I'm going to do with this over here, I'm going to open this box and we'll talk about both together. This is also from Quartermaster Logistics. That's what I know over here. Past that, I don't know enough. We're going to see. Let's see what we got. And which kind of ruins the fun for me because I know what the last box is. And I would have preferred to not know what the last box is, but I think we have to in this case. Because sure enough, this is Race to the Raft. This is the non-Kickstarter version of Race to the Raft, which will promptly be donated to the Level Up Library. So, what I'm going to do over here, I had a chance to play this at Level Up. Thinker Themer, actually, they covered this on the channel, so I had them, well, had as well to term. I asked them very politely to teach us the game, and actually the fact that there's 2 copies here, it works well for the story. So, we had a copy of Race to the Raft. I believe Professor Meg brought a copy of Race to the Raft to Level Up. Oh, lights on. Okay, good. Random thing. Brought a copy of Race to the Raft to Level Up Retreat and wanted to play it. I also wanted to play it because I knew I had copies coming over here. And so, Thinker Themer were at Level Up Retreat, and we asked them to teach it to us. The problem is, people kept on asking to be added. We had so many people. By the time they were teaching this game, this is a 4-player game. It's a 1 to 4 player game. And by the time we were ready to actually play it later in the day, we had like, I don't know, 9 or 10 people who wanted to play, which is too many people. But we're like, whatever, we'll all just crowd around the table, we'll make it work. We did, after all, play a 6-player game of The Witcher Old World by teaming up into teams of, well, three teams of 2, so you can play a 3-player game. So we did that too. We were going to do the same thing with Race to the Raft, but then Eric Summer, Prince that he is, also the voice of the Dice Tower, like, you know, you've heard Eric Summer's voice before. Number 9! Just much better than what I just did. But either way, does Level Up, he does a podcast as well with Grant Sanderson, who is also at the Level Up Retreat. Very helpful, incredibly helpful. They're going to be talking about the Level Up Retreat at some point if you want to dive into that. But Eric Summer saw like 9 of us crowded around the table of Race to the Raft, and he's like, do you specifically want to play 9-player Race to the Raft? And I was like, no, we just have too many people, so we're going to just teach the game. And he reached into his bag and handed a second copy of Race to the Raft and put it on the table, and we were able to set up 2 games with the identical scenario and then teach everyone and have them split up into 2 tables so that everyone could play through Race to the Raft. So kind of worked out, and I guess that's a little bit karma-ish as far as having 2 copies over here. So one of these will be going to the Level Up Retreat library. And actually, speaking of which, Frank West was kind enough to donate a few copies of Isle of Cats Explore and Draw to the Play to Win and to the library. So that was also in the library, and now this will be joining that. And so we have Race to the Raft, which I've already played, and we'll be diving into more this weekend along with Caesar's Empire. And so we have I'll have to figure out how to manage these. This does on the back, it says Kickstarter copy. That's going to go into my personal collection, and the non-Kickstarter copy can go into one of these I backed, and one of these was sent as a review copy. The review copy will be going to the library. But with that, we have this last box over here, which is one that I've actually had a chance to play at PAX Unplugged. Speaking of Unplugged, that's actually funny because not intentional, but speaking of Unplugged, this is the same, this is coming to you from Rebellion Unplugged. So it's played at PAX Unplugged by me, and it's from Rebellion Unplugged, and this is their newest upcoming Kickstarter, which is going to be called Joyride. Also has papers in here, I'll read that in a second. We have Joyride, and then this box is to go behind me. You can see the stack of boxes starting to escape the bounds of the distance between the floor and the table. But Joyride, had a chance to play this one at PAX Unplugged. Supposedly they have made some changes to it since then, which, I mean, I liked it even as it was. It's one of those racing shooting games over here. Let's see if we can, you know, show you a little bit what's inside. There's a map. There's a map, and there's some cards. You got these, ooh, these are nice wooden cards. I can't remember what they had last time. If this is what they had last time, these are nice. I like these wooden cards. I don't know. Oh, if I recall correctly, they said that the plan was to have kind of assemble your own miniatures, kind of like, you know, similar to like, what do I even describe? I mean, if you played Heroes of Lander and Sea, you know you can assemble kind of 3D construct towers. That kind of system. So similar to the way you'd assemble the Everdell tree, but with a car-sized thing. I think that was the game plan, although they currently have these, which I actually don't mind at all. Like, I like these. These are nice as far as... I'm sorry. We have to do this properly, which means we need 2 of them, because you can't do a zhoo system without 2 of them. So we need these. I don't like the black one. Nope, we're going to find another one. Don't like the black one. Don't like the art of that one. So we're going to find another one over here. And yeah, I'll be covering this at some point after I have a chance to dive into it again. We just have to... So that's going to be a Joyride over here. We're going to put that back in the box over here, and we'll dive into that one at a suitable time. But first, dear Alex, blah, 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 blah. Oh, the rulebook's over here. Okay, cool. I'll be diving into this one at some point. The rulebook's on a QR code that is referenced by that sheet. And that is basically what I have. These are the stuff I came home to after a long weekend and or brought home with me. This has been your random assorted unboxings. I'll have some coverage of Level Up Retreat at some point or something. I'm putting together a... I did my usual thing where I had too much fun at the event and didn't vlog enough stuff. So I have some assorted footage, and I'll probably combine that with overlay things and talk about things and stuff and figure it out. But there'll definitely be some stuff about the event. Past that, we hope to be doing it again next year. We may even hope to be doing it sooner. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what the options are. But I had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to being able to continue to do it and to improve it every single year. But past that, that's everything. That's everything. I'm Alex Ratcliffe from Board Game Co. Hope you enjoy your week. I've spent 8 hours today in a very, very hot car. Came home, showered, did this video, and now it's time to have dinner. In any case, until next time, I hope you have a good one.